Thanks, guys. Wow, and quite a presence here with all you guys in the resumes. That's some very impressive. Dr. Phil Sleds, functional medicine in Austin, Texas. I'm a chiropractor by training too. And like Wayne said, just like you guys, we're all juggling a lot. We all have a lot of irons in different parts of different fires. And I stumbled upon this ingredient back in 2010 when it was just sold in a wine bottle. So we have a lot of products in our inventory here at Shackley. And what's interesting, I have a lot of respect for Dr. Shackley, who founded this company 70 years ago, because chiropractors actually, by the hundreds, went to jail. I don't know if you knew that, to practice what they do. They were scrutinized and thrown in jail by the American Medical Association because they were accused of practicing medicine without a license. And they stuck to their legal ground, which is no, we're not practicing medicine, we're practicing chiropractic. That was kind of how they wiggled out of that. But still, a lot of them had to spend time in jail just to give you and I the freedom to choose what we want to do to put in our body to pursue health the way we want. And thank God there's people out there, not just chiropractors, but other people. So my hat's off to a lot of the foundational beliefs and philosophies here that put together Shackley, especially if they're 3x organic and going beyond organic by 3 times, meaning they scrutinize the ingredients in there. So since a lot of us here are from Modere, we're very familiar with this. And you guys, I'm sure, have the compelling stories, behind some of these products. Certainly the collagen, that was a big part of Modere, as it was with Jusuru, which is where I came from. Jusuru had only one blend. It was Life Blend. That's all we sold. And we had people making big incomes with just that one product. That's all we had. And that's where it all started. And on my computer here, I tell Wayne this, I got all the original studies and everything going back to what we can. I think we're going to talk about collagen tonight. We got a lot of products on the Shackley website. Maybe we can go into those later, but this is going to be a big part of our business, I'm assuming, since a lot of us came from Modere. And what I want to do is try to arm you with some information that can really take away the conversation and put the favor in your favor when it comes to talking about liquid BioCell collagen. Because guess what? When 2010 was around, there was nothing, no collagen products on there, maybe a couple hyaluronic acid products, but that was it. Collagen wasn't a thing. It wasn't discussed. This ingredient kicked off the entire collagen boom. Everything you're hearing about collagen goes back to this ingredient, okay? And it did so successfully because they did it right. They didn't just create a product and throw it out there and say, we're going to sell this and rah, okay? They did clinical studies first, then they put it out there. And the reason it works is because it's clinically proven, it's substantiated. John, you're up there in Canada, you know the real deal. This is the only collagen ingredient on the planet that can be used to treat an illness, okay? And that's huge. Arthritis and pain. And when you look up the NPN, which is a number that's assigned to Canada's products, and Canada is hard as heck to bring products into their inventory, they did it, and they can treat illnesses, and they have the illnesses listed on there that they can use to treat this. So I found this. I'm a former Marine. They say there's no such thing as former Marines, so maybe you could recognize me. Big forehead, mouth breather, scratches on the back of my hands, knuckle dragger. But I flew fighters in the Marine Corps, F-18s, for 10 years. And as I'm sure you can imagine, flying fighters can leave you kind of beat up because of the G-forces. And so I got out of the Marine Corps with a lot of injuries, a lot of issues. And I was trying everything under the sun. And that included chiropractic because I was in chiropractic school studying at the time and getting treated with a lot of different modalities, massage, trigger point therapy, everything under the sun naturally, I was doing it. This ingredient turned it around. Okay, this one thing was a significant bolster in getting my recovery going. And I think we all have stories here, powerful stories that we can share. We know it. We know it. We had a website at Jusuru where we just allowed people to tell their testimonials, and we had thousands. We had literally thousands, and we had to take it down because the FDA said that we were making erroneous claims because we had to monitor the claims people were making. And but we had all that before. And when we had this ingredient and it was discovered, let me just back up a little bit and big picture this, because how it answers the questions in the collagen market is unique, because we have to understand aging. So aging, right? We're all doing it. It's unavoidable. It's going to happen. Two main things happen in aging, okay? And this is where this product addresses that. When we age, we're essentially rusting and dehydrating. Okay, I'll say that again. We're essentially, on a cellular level, we're rusting and we're dehydrating. Rusting like a nail? Yeah, like that. Like when you cut open an avocado and it starts to turn brown, oxidation, right? Free radicals. Same thing with an apple. Same thing. What do you do to prevent that? You squirt some lemon juice on there and you put it's vitamin C in there, right? Antioxidants, that's what slows it down. Okay, so we're rusting. And then the other thing is we're dehydrating. We're losing water. Okay, and while all of us are engaged in health here on a significant level, I can tell just by hearing you guys talk, it's not that we're always not drinking enough water, but that we're losing hydration. We can't hang on to the water. And that's where the other extremely equally critical part of this ingredient comes in is the hyaluronic acid or the HA. Okay, HA is equally abundant as collagen in the body. You have two of the most abundant substances in the body, and they are collagen and HA. Body's largely made of protein, and collagen's it's proline and serine and all these things crammed together. It's really hard to make from just amino acids. So that's why I tell people you got to take it and it has to be in an absorbable form. So we're resting and we're dehydrating. We need something to pull in water into our critical tissues, our joints, okay, our synovial fluid that rebuilds our joints. And that's what's critical about the HA is it helps actually rebuild the joints from the inside out. So when you start to experience a decrease in stiffness and a decrease in pain, it's because it's actually fixing the tissue. And that's what I want in functional medicine. I want to be functional. I know you guys do. We don't just want to block the pain molecule only to allow the disease to continue to fester and get worse, right? That doesn't make any sense, but that's our medical system. This addresses it at the causal level. Hyaluronic acid holds up to 1,000 times its weight in water. 1,000 times. Pulls it into those critical tissues, pulls it into the skin. In the skin, it firms, fills, hydrates, and plumps. Firms, fills, hydrates, and plumps. In the joints, it lubricates. It decreases pain. It decreases stiffness. So as our body gets stiff, we're losing hyaluronic acid. That's a big part of it. And stiffness kind of comes on, it kind of slowly, insidiously comes in because it's kind of like, I just feel heavy. My limbs kind of feel heavy. They don't feel as springy as they used to. That's HA loss. Okay. It doesn't have to be, oh, I just can't move my leg like it's a frozen leg or frozen shoulder. I'm not talking, that's extreme, but we're talking about that springiness in there. That's important. So that's what it does. And these things are extremely hard to do. When they created this molecule, they brought it down to the right size. So it actually is absorbed under the tongue. We can actually say our collagen molecule absorbs sublingually. That is a proven statement. And it doesn't mean if you hold the Life Blend, it's going to all just vaporize under your tongue. But the collagen part can start to seep through there, absolutely, because it is a small size. The other botanicals, the ingredients in the juice, they can be pretty large. They might not even penetrate that. But just like medications like nitroglycerin, it can actually absorb under the tongue. And that's the challenge. So it answers, this ingredient, guys, answers a critical question, which is absorption. Okay. If you want to take collagen on the market today, what they don't tell, I call it the big, dirty secret in the health, beauty, and cosmetic industry, is that collagen has to be modified if we absorb it. Okay. It has to be shrunk by a factor of roughly 150 times. That's not a made up number. That's from the scientific documents I have on my computer proving what this ingredient does and how small they had to make it work, to make these proven statements that no other collagen can make. Nothing. No other collagen can make these proven statements. Okay. Nothing on the planet. And they had to shrink it by a factor of 150 times. That's not easy. It's proprietary. It's patented. It's protected. The hyaluronic acid is equally, if not more difficult, because when you shrink it, it destabilizes and it just comes apart. Okay. You can't shrink it without it's a very difficult process to do. And they did it. The only hyaluronic acid that you can use topically on your skin or take internally that will work is this form. All their forms are what's called high molecular weight. Ours is called low molecular weight. It just means it's small enough. It's very, very, very small. But the high molecular weight, you're going to see it in all these other products that women talk about, L'Oreal, this, that, Noxzine, whatever. They're not going to be absorbed. And they're not going to be absorbed when you take them as a supplement. Why is it in there? Because people hear that word and they go, oh, I'm going to buy more of this. It's a gimmick. It's largely a gimmick. Okay. You got to inject it when it's that high, that big of a size. And that's how they use it. They use it in fillers and things like that you see, women with duck lips and all that. So, just telling you. So that's how it works. The big dirty secret is you got to make it absorbable. Okay. And then it fits into and it replaces and rebuilds all of your connective tissue. And that's like the largest organ in your body is connective tissue. That's your tendons, ligaments, discs, fascia. People go, oh, maybe it's muscle. Muscle's the biggest organ because they're starting to talk about muscle being an organ. That's cool. But guess what? Intertwined around all those muscle fibers is fascia. If you've ever, you hunt, you dress a deer, you see it. It's everywhere. It's around your bones. It's in your bones. It goes through them and all that. So it's everywhere. And technically your bones are connective tissue too. So connective tissue, it's a proven absorbable form that feeds that. And because they did this, I want to tell you guys a little history on this that not many people know or share, and that Pepsi wanted to buy this ingredient for $300 million. Now that's 2010 dollars. Okay, you can inflate that by a large factor if they were going to do that today. $300 million, and they were going to put this into functional beverages. That's how bad they want it. Two pharmaceutical companies wanted to buy this and make it into a drug. Okay, now thank God that didn't happen because then we'd have to get a prescription to get it, and who knows if we would have got it at all. And here we get it, and we can direct sales it into people's lives, which is incredible. And here's some other things that you can say in like maybe your 30-second, speech or elevator spiel on this ingredient. It's been featured, not paid advertising, featured on these TV networks: Fox News, NBC, Good Morning America, and then the TV talk show Meet the Doctors. Okay, all of those. Fox News, NBC, Good Morning America, TV talk show Meet the Doctors. We had it in all of our pamphlets whenever we talked about this. Not many collagens can do that. I don't know of any that can. Okay, that's huge. It's the winner of 16 plus industry awards, and it's been in multiple publications like Miss Fitness, Hers, and Shape Magazine, and everything under the sun. So this can't be touched. Okay. Now, when it comes to competing against other collagens in the market, there's a lot of other gimmicky things going on. Gimmicky meaning how they're selling it to you, right? Because how we're wired and how we take information and digest it and things that make sense to us. Like one of them is grams of collagen per serving. Okay, that one doesn't work. That one doesn't sell. That one doesn't fly. They're going to say, oh, our collagen has 20 grams. Oh, ours has 50. And then you're going to see, how many grams go up. It doesn't matter if it hasn't been shrunk by that factor of 150 times, because that's how most collagens sell theirs, is they don't even modify it at all. Some collagens do partial steps. It's called collagen hydrolysate. It's hydrolyzed. It's really partially hydrolyzed. Okay, we go fully. It's proprietary. No one else can duplicate it. We have it. Okay, it makes it the optimal size so your cells can get it. And you can get it all the way in from the inside out. So it works on your skin by going through your digestive tract into your blood and going all the way out to that outer epidermis. That's almost a miracle when you think about it. It's pretty incredible. What we have here is something, grams. We're talking about grams per serving. Another one is the vegan. We're seeing vegan collagens. Okay. So we're kind of taking away where people are going. Vegan collagen products are really collagen support products. They're not collagen. Collagen's an animal protein. In order to elevate significantly our collagen in our body, you have to take it. You have to ingest actual collagen in an absorbable form. And if you don't, then you're not going to significantly elevate it. Now, vegan collagen is important because they put antioxidants and amino acids and things that are important to help protect your collagen, but it's not going to significantly elevate it. You got to ingest it in this form. Okay. And you're not going to get it from taking bioactive precision peptides. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. All right. I think those of us have heard that term. We know what we're talking about. Look, those things can help. They can help the skin. They can help the hair. Not going to knock that. But assembling collagen, making collagen, elevating collagen, you want the significant precision, if I'm going to use that term now for our own way to elevate your collagen, you got to ingest it in this form. And it's proven. It's proven. We can say it's proven to elevate your main three types of collagen, types 1, 2, and 3. Why are types 1, 2, and 3 important compared to type 4, 5, 12, 8, 20? Because that makes up 90% of your body's collagen, the types 1, 2, and 3. And then the equally abundant substance in the body. Remember we said collagen and hyaluronic acid? Everywhere there's collagen, there's hyaluronic acid, basically filling in the spaces. Think of a brick wall. If collagen was the brick fibers, the mortar is the hyaluronic acid. It's basically in there. It's a glue. It's holding everything together. Your liver collagen fibers together. Your skin for collagen fibers. It's basically, it's keeping you together. Okay. And it elevates your hyaluronic acid levels 6 6,000% in 28 days. That's a proven statement. 6,000%. Well, all the women should be doing handstands at that point, because when they hear that and hyaluronic acid, they want that because they know skin. They're thinking skin. But we know that, and it works in your joints too. So it helps decrease pain and decrease stiffness in the body. So there is nothing on the planet that can make that claim. There's no nutrient, nothing, guys, no medical treatment, no injection, no cosmetic therapy, nothing can make that claim. I look for products and services that can do that. You can't. There's nothing out there. That's a standalone claim out there that we can make. Okay. And because of that, it allows us to say proven to reduce joint pain and stiffness, proven to elevate our hyaluronic acid levels 6,000% in 28 days, proven to inhibit the enzyme that ages us, which is the hyaluronidase enzyme. You don't have to know that, but that's the thing that eats up our body's hyaluronic acid. And it devours it. And so what happens is we have less of it. So it inhibits that while it's elevating it from the absorption. So you get this compounded elevation. Again, nothing else can do that. There's no ingredient out there that I've seen, no hyaluronic acid ingredient that can say can inhibit the hyaluronidase enzyme breaking down our hyaluronic acid. And then proven to reduce fine lines, creases, and wrinkles, and the visible signs of cellulite. That might have been added on there too from the studies. Proven to support the healing and repair of connective tissue. That was from we have 37 clinical trials, and that was from the one, we did a couple specific on connective tissue. And I know a couple of you are connective tissue experts already. I don't have to tell you that, but that's huge, because that's everything holding you together. Discs, tendons, ligaments, all that good stuff. All right. And so let's see, what was another one there? We talked about grams, talked about there's no collagen that can elevate hyaluronic acid, and there's no hyaluronic acid product that can elevate hyaluronic acid like we talked about. Standalone things. So when people talk about that, they're going to talk about all these things. I see it coming. Hey, Wayne, take the Life, all right, I'm going to use brand names. LifeWave patch. I get hit up by all this stuff, guys. It's going to elevate your collagen. Why would I want to take your product? This is what I had. This guy got in a conversation with me. Why would I want to take that product when all I have to do is put this patch on and I can do the same thing? And I almost felt a little snarky. It's like, you know what? It's not going to do the same thing. Show me your studies. So they showed me the studies. They can't prove it. The studies they had weren't even on the device. It was on multiple other things, and they were extrapolating the information to say it was happening to them. And then the studies they showed, they were not double blind. They were not placebo controlled. They had conflict of interest. There's going to be everything out there. There's probably going to be a copper peptide, if you guys have heard that buzzword out there. Copper peptide collagen, maybe a mushroom collagen coming. Who knows? You know what? Those things might help out in their own way of having those things added in there. But to enhance the effectiveness of collagen, to bolster the absorption of collagen, it won't do a thing. Okay, I'm just telling you that. So we can already jump into these conversations with people. I'm just going to foresee the future a little bit, might have, or certainly these different conversations, because I have them with other people. And while I'm a big believer in some of these things I've mentioned, like taking good quality amino acids, precision aminos, sure, absolutely. I think our body needs amino acids. It's important to have them in an absorbable form. Absolutely. Not knocking that. Okay. Not taking away from that. But when you're talking about specifically creating and assembling collagen and delaying the breakdown of collagen, you got to have this. You got to have this. And they put it in a soup of antioxidants. And this blend of antioxidants is really unique, because one of the things that we can say with the Life Blend is it's proven, there's another proven statement, proven to reduce those brown aging spots. So I always start my people on Life Blend. In Canada, it's a little different formulation. They took out the resveratrol. There's something with the stability of resveratrol from the tests that we do here in America. So for our Canadian partners, they substituted mangosteen, which is a great antioxidant. But with the Life Blend in America, we can say it's proven to reduce brown aging spots because the way the resveratrol interacts with the hyaluronic acid. It goes in there and breaks apart that. Basically, how we have brown aging spots is we have oxidized melanin. Melanin's the tanning pigment in your skin cells. It oxidizes. And so when things oxidize, what happens? They turn stiff, brown, and hard. And so that's why we need lots of antioxidants. And Shaklee has a lot of great products on here that are super. So with that, those are just some of the things I wanted to touch on. As far as the product, I don't want to belabor it. Like I said, I can go into more aspects in there. I think it's kind of helpful to understand what we have versus what others have and what they're going to plan on coming out with. So you can enter the discussion with some knowledge. and saying that really, because recommend this with confidence, because this is a standalone thing. It's not being duplicated. There's nothing here, not yet, not on the market. And there's a lot of protections around it too. So